Hello, good morning to you this morning. My name is Ayodele-Bamisaiye of Dexteritas Professional Corporation. It's always a pleasure to come to you every Friday morning like this to talk about all things personal finance and enterprise. Why do I choose this topic, you'd wonder? The fact is this: if you're going to make any kind of lasting impact, economic capacity is a requirement. And that's why I'm always talking about economics, whether it's personal finances or building a business enterprise. So, today I'm extending my conversation from last week. Last week I put forward a thesis where I said saving is not the goal. Yes, that was what I said. And I want to build on that a little bit so that we can see how creating systems allows you to build the life that you want. Income is great, but income has to have a purpose. But before I go into the meat of the matter, I want to first things first thank all the volunteers, of which I am one, that worked with us at the Financial Empowerment Initiative. Last week, Thursday, the tax clinic ended. We had an amazing time at the Africa Center in Edmonton, as well as the Calgary Full Gospel Church, downtown Calgary. Filed a bunch of tax returns and then had some pizza after to say thank you to everybody. And this is me just saying thank you to the FEI for creating the platform, my co-volunteers for making volunteering easy, our clients for making serving you easy, and our hosts. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you again. Because without you, the impact would not have been the same. As we collate the numbers, I hope I'll get the opportunity to share some of those numbers with you. It will be good to know how much we're able to get done this year. For me, that's always something that tickles my fancy. But I can see that the trends remain the same. Year on year, we continue to file more taxes for newcomers than any other demographic in the city, across both cities, actually. However, if you are modest income and you still have not been able to file your personal tax returns, well, we still have an option for you. You can send an email to taxes@thefei.ca. That's THEFEI.ca. And somebody will respond with an opportunity that allows you to be able to get your tax returns filed. That's number one. Founders Lounge by Startup Court will be back exactly 13 days from now. In May, we are going to be playing lean. I have Craig Glass is on hand, working with a bunch of volunteer facilitators. We'll be running 10 tables of the Playing Lean game at the platform. And the beautiful thing about this experience is that you get to see whether you're doing this startup thing right. Because guess what? It's startup simulation night. So on that day, we are going to be testing out your thesis as far as what running a startup would mean. You would have resources allocated. You would see the impact of the decisions you make with your resources, and you will feel the consequences immediately. So I don't want you to guess about this. I don't want you to think about this. I want you to go straight to events.startupcourt.com and register to be at a table. We have 6 spots per table thereabouts. So the earlier you sign up, the better for you. Spots are limited and they are going fast. So May 21, 5:30 p.m. doors open, 6 p.m. gameplay starts. We play for 2 hours straight. Whatever you learn, you take home with you. But one thing I can guarantee you is that you are going to be taking action and seeing the consequences or results of your actions. Now, that's Founders Lounge. I was talking earlier about how saving is not the goal. So if saving is not the goal, what is? The fact is this: you are not making money simply to stockpile cash. Why? Because cash by itself does you nothing. The powers of inflation will erode your cash into mediocrity and obscurity in no time. So why exactly then are we talking about savings? Because what savings will do for you is allow you to have options that give you the opportunity to do things that you would not have done hitherto if you did not have those funds. So, people save money for years, sometimes even decades. But money sitting there is not progress. That's not it. Your money needs direction. It needs something to do. It needs a place to stay. Funds allow you to cycle through a process. The first step is survival. That's just paying your bills and staying alive. Well, the fact is there are many high earners who are still in survival mode. And how do you recognize survival mode? You feel the pressure. You feel the pressure. It's always like the bills are closing in and they're coming to get you. That's how it feels. So if you're feeling the pressure, you're still in survival mode, irrespective of how much you take home every year. So that's food for thought. The next level is stability. That's when you have an emergency fund in place. You have life insurance, you have coverage, you have protection, and the pressure is reduced. It's not disappeared totally, but it doesn't feel as choked up as when you were in survival mode, right? Right? And I know some of us are in that space already. Why? Because we are setting up systems, or have already set up systems to address a lot of that pressure and create the margin that we desire. However, somehow we still kind of feel like, not exactly there yet. I'm making all this money, but I can't just on a whim take off. You know, yeah, they are not living the dream life yet. So, how do you get there? The path to the dream life is what I call strategy. And what does strategy mean? Strategy means you are giving your money direction. You are saying, hi, dollar, that's your job. Get it done. I want to see the results, right? Where you are deploying, you are seeing your income not as money to spend, but as capital to deploy. Whether you are deploying it in investments or in business growth or in debt reduction or in protection systems, as the case may be. Whether you're saying, okay, how do I use that money to generate more money? As the case may be. But the point is, you have a strategy that is taking you out. Will I say it's starting to contribute to the income generation cycle? The goal is to get to the point where that capital deployed covers you, pays your bills, and allows you to live life on your own terms. Most people don't get there. However, it is possible. It is possible. It is possible. But the only way you get there is by working at it. And what do I mean working at it? I mean taking the time to look at your situation and saying, okay, how much capital, how much do I have saved up? And how can I deploy these savings as capital to create more value for me? Some of that may be investing in a startup. Some of it may be buying stocks on the stock market. Some of it may be investing in real estate, as the case may be. But the point is this: your saving in a savings account does you no good. What you want to do is deploy your savings as capital to ensure that it brings you a return. And you deploy the return to ensure that it brings you another return as well. And you keep that cycle going until you have until you have created sufficient capital to remove yourself from the income earning equation. It is possible. And that's where I'm about. So during this session, I talked about how, it's not about saving. It's about capital. Because capital acquires assets. Assets generate cash. But not everybody is born with a pile of cash. So if you're not born with a pile of cash, you have to go and work to make that cash. Making the cash is not just to splurge on life, it is to deploy it to build the life that you want. You get me? So, we're going to be taking a deeper look into what those systems would look like when we are talking next week. But for this week, I want you to sit with that idea, the idea that your income is your first seed fund, the idea that your income is your first capital. And everybody that eats their seed, it never works out. It never works out. It never works out. So think about your earnings and how you are deploying your earnings as capital. Because right now, it may not be the funding you are looking for may not be coming from an outsider. It may be coming out of that very first paycheck that you currently have, and you are treating like, that's my spending money. So, with that, I'm going to leave you with that thought. And then I'm going to let you think about that over the weekend. When we come back next week, we'll talk about systems and how we can build systems that will facilitate this process of securing, using our own income as capital, deploying it, and creating value for ourselves long term. So without any more ado, I'd just like to say thank you for listening to this. This is Ayodele-Bamisaiye of Dexteritas Professional Corporation. It's always a pleasure to come to you on Friday mornings like this to talk about all things personal finance and enterprise. I'm going to write something about my perspective of this last tax season, and there will be a few things in there that you can do right away that will better position you from a 2026 tax planning perspective. With that, it's Friday morning. Have an amazing day and a great weekend. I wish you all the best. Take care. Bye for now.